In this video, I'm going to share with you how to make a corset top. You will learn how to attach the cap, how to stitch bone to the lining, as well as how to finish everything around making a corset top. So you want to keep on watching, learn with me, and let's get right into this video. This is the front and this is also the back, and these are the cap pieces. Okay, I've cut two of each. The front is on fold, so I've cut one, and I've cut an extra one for the lining. I did same here, cut two for the lining, two and two for the lining, so a total of 4 each except the front, which is 2. Okay, the caps as well, I've cut 4, 1 2 3 and 4, 4 4. Okay, 2 for the main piece, 2 for the lining. So I'll go ahead and take out all my pins. If you study the patterns closely, you will notice that there are notches. As the notch pattern sign is here, you have to also make sure that you notch, okay, both the main piece and the lining. I'll go ahead and take out the lining pieces. So this is what we are going to do for the front. I'm going to open the front center piece this way. Okay, we have 2 of the mid ones, right? So it's going to go this way, the other will also go this way. So that is how we are going to stitch them. So we are going to place it like this and pinned, just simple. You stitch with 1/2 inch. Okay, the back pieces are just 2, 1 2. Okay, so we are going to keep it this way. So we're having something like this. So we are going to place it this way, right side facing, stitch with 1/2 inch, right side facing, you stitch with 1/2 inch. This is what we have. I'm going to pick the side front, place right side together, and also stitch. This is how the front piece looks like together, and this is also the back pieces. For the back to just lay properly, you just have to make few snips. Hopefully yours also looks like this. Okay, make sure you press nicely. I fused interfacing to the fabric, which is why it is looking this way. Here is also the main back piece, and here are the linings respectively. Next, we are going to join the main piece of both the front and the back together. So now we have the full corset. This is how it looks like. It's not yet corset because we've not added the cap and the bones. Okay, so let's do that. I'm not going to add bone to the main piece. You can definitely do that. There are many ways. I'll link a particular tutorial on how to attach boning channels in the description box. Okay, you can just stitch, right, use bias here and stitch on both sides to insert your bone, or you stitch your bone. If it is revealing bone, you can stitch it to the lining or stitch it to show on the front. Okay, obviously there are many ways you can use to get a cap. For me, I'm not going to attach the bone to the main piece like I said, but I'll do that to the lining. Okay, so this is the front. Back to the main piece, at the waist area you see the curved part, right? So you are going to snip so it lays flat. Okay, and then you press the seam open. Okay, so again, this is the lining. I'm going to just stitch the bone along this path. If you have more bone, you can as well stitch to the center, close to the side, okay, and probably in between this. All right, I'm going to exclude about ½ inch to a little more than ½ inch, let's say 3/4 inch. Trim any excess you have. I'm going to place it this way. So you are going to stitch on this white part. That's going to be your stitching line. Okay, you are going to stitch here and stitch here. You don't stitch on the actual bone. So while I stitch, when I get to the end, I'll cut off my bone. Can you see? So just like I did, I'll continue. So this is what we have for the front. We will repeat the same process to the back. So the back pieces are also ready. Again, if you have enough, you can add along these parts. Okay. Alright, so the next thing we are going to do is attach both front and back pieces together. So this is what it looks like, and the next thing to do is add bone along the side seam. We have the main piece here. Let's look at the lining. One way or the other, I'm just so in love with the lining, I guess, because it has bone. It just gives that structured look. Can you see? It has cinched the waist. Cap not attached yet. Why haven't you subscribed yet? Okay, this is a quick break for me, so also take a break and just hit that subscribe button, and let's continue. So the next thing we are going to do is work on the bra caps and all the pieces. That is what we are going to do, so let's get right into that. So the next thing to do again is to take out the under bra wire here. I did that to one, and you can see the difference. With the under bra wire, it just goes this way. Without it, it's like this. Okay, we need it to be flexible like this so we can attach it to the corset easily. Okay, so what we are going to do is take out this zigzag. I've come to this point, and all I'm going to do is take out. So after taking it out, all we are going to do is take this one off as well. So they are both ready now. I'll keep this aside and then we'll work on the pieces of the cap. Okay, so remember we have the top, which is 1, and this is 2, which is here, and this is 3, which is here. This is the lining. Okay, so we are going to pick 1 of 1. Okay, 1 of 2, and then 1 of 3. You have to at least make sure the patterns are on it. Okay, what we are going to do first is join 2 and 3 together. You can see the arrow, which signifies meet. Take off this way, right side facing, right side facing. This time it is 1 cm we added. Okay, remember that. So I'm going to stitch 1 cm. We are going to snip and then grab our bust ham and then take care of this. Just press it. On this particular one, while cutting, I also notched. So wherever I see a notch, I know that is the side. Okay, so this is the side, and yeah, this is also the side. This is the top part of the lower cap. Okay, I'll go in here, and I think there's something going on here. This is the notch. This is also the notch. I've notched here, which shows that this notch is supposed to match this seam line here. Okay, I've also notched here, which will be the side, notched here and notched here. This is the notch, which means it's going to the side, and this is the side of the cap, so it goes this way. This is also one notch, it also goes to the side. Okay, so I'm going to pin notch to seam line, and then all I'm going to do is stitch with what, 1 cm. You'll notice that this is curved, right, and this is kind of straight, so you can just make little snips, so when you're stitching you don't struggle. Okay, so this is what we have. Again, we are going to snip and then we press. Okay, right now, where's the side? This is the side, yeah, and this is also the side. So this is what it looks like. We need our main bracket, so all we have to do is pin them together. That's what we say. Now that I've dealt with that, what we are going to do is tuck the edge together. So we have them together. What do we do next? Now we can attach the caps to the main body. So we are going to pick the cap and just start from the center front. Okay, just start from here, you pin round. Okay, so one beautiful trick to do is snip round. So I'll start from the center front once again and just go round to this point. Okay, okay, now that we are done with this, we will stitch round. Remember, stitching allowance is 1 centimeter. Okay, make sure while stitching as well you pull all the excess to the side you've already stitched. Okay, so this is how it looks like. This is the right side. Okay, so you remember this, we took it out from the cap. Okay, so I still have that. So what we are going to do is use it along the edge of the cap like this, like the way it was. Okay, if your cap does not have underbra wire, then you can just use bias to finish the edge. Okay, because we have to insert the wire back into the cap. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out this. What I'm going to do is stitch from here, like the way we stitched first. So instead of stitching and stitching again, you can as well stitch this together while stitching the cap to the body. Okay, but I'm going to begin this way, fold it a little, and then re-stitch with the bias. I'm going to fold the edge here again and stitch. I'm going to fold it this way. So what I'm going to do is tuck it. I'll use the machine foot as the gauge and just stitch. After inserting the wire, this is how it looks like. Can you see? We are not done, but this is how it looks like. Okay, so another break, right? Let's talk about not this. Let's talk about ads that usually play whenever you click videos, right? They are annoying. You just want to learn, but ads would come your way. The next thing we normally do is skip the ads. What if I tell you not to skip the ad? YouTube pays with the ads, so if you skip or you do not watch the ads, that means you are just watching my videos and you are not supporting me in any way, unless you hate me. And even if you hate me, so far as you are watching, forget about the hatred and just watch the ads. Okay, yes, make sure you try watching the ads before you watch my videos. So let's come back to our tutorial. After doing this, we are going to finish the lining like this as well. Then the next thing I will do is place them right sides facing. So I'll pin it by the neckline. Okay, and also stitch with 1/2 inch throughout. Snip, trim off excess if you can, and under stitch. Okay, so I'll do all of that and show you how it looks like. Just like I explained earlier, I went ahead to place the front and the back pieces right side facing. I stitched bone on the actual corset, that's the main piece. I stitched one here and stitched one at the midpoint. This is how it looks like, okay, just so you know. So yeah, I just pinned them together and stitched with 1/2 inch allowance and under stitched. So that is it. The next thing is to flip it back again, and I'm just going to close the back stitch with 1/2 inch or whatever allowance you added to the center back, okay. Trim off this side, turn inside out, I went ahead to press. So what I'm going to do is stitch about 1/2 inch, stitch this way, leave about 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch for the eyelet to be fixed, and stitch another channel here, okay. So I'll have one bone here, another here, okay. So we are going to place it together like this with both the lining and the stitch. So the lining and the main piece are going to create that casing for the bone, okay. After creating a channel, then you measure from the beginning here to the end and take out about 3/4 inch from the hem. So you insert. There are 2 channels, okay. So I'll go ahead and also insert here and the other side. The final step is to finish the hem. So I'm going to finish this with bias. You can as well cut bias of your material so they will match, okay. You can as well make bias from the same material you use. So this is I'm going to flip one side like this and make a fold at the edge, and I'm going to place my bias from here this way. Voila. So continue by trimming off the excess. You can also snip before you trim off the excess, okay. Since it is 1/4 inch, beware of snipping more than that, okay. So take your time and snip through slowly. We stitched from the wrong side, right? So turn the bias to the right side and top stitch. This is how the binding also looks like. This is the wrong side. The very last thing to do is fix your eyelet, and your corset is ready. If you've learned something from this tutorial, so give this video a thumbs up. This is a perfect corset for me. I like the way it's turned out. So yeah, thank you so much for learning with me. Subscribe to the channel if you are yet to join this channel. Also, you can share with me how yours turned out on Instagram. Just type Olives, like the name of the channel, and you'll find me there. Share with me how yours also turned out. Okay, thank you once again for learning with me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.